Hello, everybody! Full interest, yay!
Hey,
Uh,
yay.
My Hero Academia, episode 41, I want to say, is the number, the official
Yeah,
number. Yeah,
it's 41. Coda is the name of the episode.
yeah. I just want to point out that we're recording this about half past midnight my time, which, I guess would make this Revelry in the dark.
Revelry in the dark. Revelry in the...
Why does it keep saying that? Yeah, I still love
because
Tokayami.
it's
He's
an
awesome.
edge lord. That's why.
He's fucking great.
It's just yeah. He's the edgiest bird I've ever seen, and it's great.
Hmm.
So,
This one
where do we start
opens.
off in this episode?
This one opened. I think they edited the opening a little bit, so the Pussycats are in it now. I don't think they were in the first couple of episodes.
No, they were in it before.
Were they? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, episode opens proper on Class 1B, who seemingly didn't
Hmm.
have to do the stupid obstacle course to get to the training camp or something. I'm a little confused on where they
Or they
were.
did, but they probably were at another part of the forest. Because remember, they like 1A got to see two of the Pussycats. The other two were nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
So I'm
and
guessing the
we
other
haven't seen
two
them
were
at all.
taken to 1B.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Um, but then they act like they haven't met Tiger before later. But what? Let's be fair. This is supposed to be like a moment where, oh hey, One Piece here, and they're going to take the spotlight, and then we never see them again until the end of the episode. So whatever.
They're just kind of like, this is an outsider's perspective of what 1A is doing.
Hmm.
That's what this exists for. So Vlad King, which is a cool name,
It's all right.
I have to say, because he goes and he's the homeroom teacher. It's like, okay, guys, we gotta make sure not to fall behind from those 1A losers. Really fostering the spirit of working
Competition.
together.
Competition. They're supposed to be competitive.
And
That's the point.
I know it's funny though. But the teacher is like, yeah, we need to beat them, show more what we're worth,
Yeah.
and
Valid.
he's like a coach. He's like a
Yeah.
really good coach. And so
Like,
they go in and they see.
I don't want to get on a tangent, but yeah, I am of the opinion that just competition is a better thing to engender in students than everyone's special and needs to work together to achieve their
I
goals.
know. I agree.
Yeah. Anyway.
But like, it's just funny to see because it's not something you typically see in a shonen. So it's nice.
So we then get basically a list of all of 1A's training things, and Vlad explains, hey,
Mhm.
to improve your quirk, it's an extension of Bakugo's speech from season 2. Your quirk is like a muscle, and the more you use it, the
Mm.
stronger it gets. Like if you overwork it, then it will get
Yeah.
stronger to compensate because it knows it needs to be stronger because
So
you had to overwork it. And
So,
we get a list
you
of
have
to May's theme from season 2, which is a little odd, but it's. I wanted to mention.
so you
that, so I
got
kept it.
You got Bakugo who sticks his hands in boiling water to help expand his sweat glands so that he can create large explosions. Of course, it's not going to really help with the recoil from his explosions, but well, I feel like
Will actually,
Yeah.
because
if he's creating larger explosions, then he still has the recoil on his arm when he uses his maximum. So, like, if
which
he goes
means
to his
he's
max,
also training his arms because they're having to take that force as he's constantly making
oh
stronger
yeah, you
explosions.
know what?
So
You're
the
right.
Muscles will strengthen.
You're actually right. Wow, that's actually a good point.
Yeah,
So,
I make those
yeah, that's a
sometimes.
good. I'm sorry.
Okay, don't
so,
be too surprised,
like,
motherfucker.
I'm, I'm tired. Cut me a break.
All right.
So you have Bakugo's doing that. Todoroki is in a boiling, like he's in a tub of water, and he has to freeze and use fire and try to regulate the temperature, which
Not
will help him
necessarily
gain better
regulate
control.
the temperature, but he has to freeze and then fire and then freeze and then fire over and over and over again, which will give him better regulation of his temperature naturally, and quick switching between them means eventually maybe he'll be able to actually use them at the same time. Eventually.
Because he kind of used them at the same time against Deku, but it's not something that I feel like. Yeah, I guess you could argue he used ice and then fire in that because he created the big, huge ice one, and then so using them both at the same time would be really strong, because he has no blind spots. Endeavor, you are monster, but you did a good job.
Like, thinking about it, if he just makes a huge amount of ice and then immediately flash boils it, then he just makes a massive cloud of superheated steam. So,
yes.
Yeah, that'd be pretty rough to go against. Wouldn't be keen on that.
There's a lot of possibilities what he can do that I don't think have been explored yet, which is nice. We also have Ochako. I'm going to go out of order because I can't remember the exact order that these were introduced in.
Yeah.
Ochako is trying to stay in 0G for as long as possible, and she's in like a little hamster ball thing, so she doesn't float away. And she's trying to kind of help strengthen her, like, I think it's her ear canals that help her to not be, her inner ears, so that help her to not, like, get nauseous and sick, so she can actually lift more weight with her quirk. Ida is just running.
Yep, just
for
running.
As long as he can.
Yeah, they do mention that, like, the ones that are just basically like muscles, like literally just like muscles, they just fucking use them a lot. That's it. Like, Kirishima's hardening, he just hardens, and Tail guy, whose name I forget, is just hitting him with the tail over and over again.
I just call him Tailman because that's a superhero name. So I'm not sure exactly what Invisible Girl was doing.
She's working on her stealth, is what is said, and she's facing off against Tentacole again. I don't remember his name.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Because he has like super, like he's really good.
He can make
detecting
multiple
things
eyes. So
and ears. So
eyes and ears, yes.
It's all about avoiding him. Mineta is literally just keep popping up those balls. I know you're bleeding. Strengthen your scalp. No more bleeding.
Technically true. Make that scar tissue.
Scar tissue. That's the answer there. Tokuyami is having Revelry in the dark.
Not yet, but yeah, he is just working in a cave, just trying to keep control of Dark Shadow, where it's harder to do that.
And he's screaming, and it's intense. Sugar Man and Yaoyorozu
are both just
eating, and he's eating and using his strength, and she's eating and creating things, because she creates things using the lipids or the fats from the things that she eats.
Yeah, and Aoyama is just shooting his laser over and over again into the sky. I don't know about the sub, but in the dub, those noises he makes are something.
It's the same in the sub.
Okay, yep. Cock laser. Yep.
Yeah. Suyu is strengthening her tongue so that she can use it better to lift and carry.
She's strengthening everything. She's just straight up climbing, but also using her tongue to do it. So strengthening that as well, while everything... Like, again, she's just a morphic type. She can do that.
Yeah. She doesn't have any, like, straight hard weaknesses to try to, like, limit, so it's all just about increasing her
just work out.
Strength.
Yeah.
Izuku is working out.
Just exercising.
Yeah.
Because that's all he needs to do. Again, it's just a reinforcement type, that's all. Who else was there?
Tape Man was shooting tape endlessly to try to increase how much tape he can shoot. How much tape he can shoot, how far he can shoot it, and how strong his tape is.
And how fast he can shoot it, like how just like a massive amount immediately. Yeah.
Tape Man is like really, really like his quirk's really cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like it needs more play.
Acid Girl and Jiro are working at a cliff, and just Acid Girl is just using her acid and strengthening her skin against her own acid. And Jiro is just stabbing the fuck out of the cliff with her headphone jacks over and over again.
Gotta make them strong as steel.
I mean, she did, like, in the intern arc, just stab a concrete wall with them and use it to listen through that. So they're pretty fucking strong, but okay, if you say so.
Yeah, they need to be stronger.
Okay. So yeah,
I guess.
I can't remember anyone else.
Kaminari. Off the top of my head.
Kaminari, he's just juicing up battery.
He's just
constantly.
And Pikachuing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going through my head of everybody. That's all I can seem to recall at the moment.
Yeah.
I think that's everybody.
It's probably not.
I don't think there's
Animal Voice. He's just screaming.
Oh.
He's doing vocal exercises, but he's just screaming. It's supposed to help with his shyness as well.
Anima or Coda, I think, with a D.
Yeah, it's Coda. Coda, yeah. Sorry. Which is
and then
good,
he's the last one.
That's a sound. That's a music thing. Anyway. Yeah. So that's everyone's doing those kind of exercises, and then we get another introduction, the full introduction, they're quick to point out, of the Wild Wild Pussycats, who are great. I do want to say they're great.
You have Ragdoll.
Tiger is great.
And Tiger. Tiger is amazing, and Ragdoll also has the ability... I have some
questions about him.
Tiger's like, keep going. You think your quirk's strong enough yet? It's great. And
great.
then you have Ragdoll, who has the power to, has like a sensory type quirk that also allows her to like determine weaknesses of things.
Scan, basically.
Yeah, which is pretty powerful, especially when you're a mountain rescue group. So you can kind of see how they all fit into their roles.
Yeah. I have questions about it. I'm just looking at my notes, by the way. Okay. Then after the training's over, they're all like going back to the rest house place, the camp. And we say, "Hey, remember how we said we're not going to cook for you again? Good luck. You're making curry. Get on with it."
Yep. And Enid's like, "Ha! I see. This is exactly what we do in a disaster
rationalization chef
situation."
hero. Yeah.
It's great, and they all start cooking. And one thing I really like about one of these shots is you have Bakugo trying to create fire, and like everybody's and Momo's like, "You guys need to learn how to make your own fire," and she creates a lighter out of her. And Todoroki is using his fire to light the stove, and everybody's cheering for him, and he like smiles.
Yeah.
Like it's nice.
Yeah,
it's
a
small moment.
Something good. Yeah.
It's the idea of this is something that I can use to make everyone around me better and happy for. Like that's something to help. There's like a whole like panel of it in the manga that I'm glad they paid attention to.
Like it's not always about fucking fighting and killing and, well, not killing, but just using it for violence, like Endeavor seems to, from everything we've seen. It can be used for a lot more simple, mundane things just to help out, and he's appreciative of that. So, it's cool. Yeah.
So, I think it's while they're cooking that they have the food, and...
Yeah, they have the food, and Momo explains that, she eats a bunch because that's how her quirk works. It uses the lipids of fat so that she can create things, and the more she eats, the more she can make. And Sarah's immediately like, "Oh, like poop."
Yeah, I forgot. Like poop.
Yeah.
And Jill's immediately like, "No!"
She looked so sad.
Momo got really depressed. My quirk is to make poop.
I mean, she could. Like, she probably does. That's how her quirk works. As long as she knows how to make it, she can make it, and she probably knows how to make it. So she
as long as she knows the
poop.
As long as she knows the molecular structure of something, she can make it.
Mm-hmm.
But Coda's watching from the sides, and
I guess that does mean she could, like, forcefully shit the weight away if she wanted to. Like, just literally could. Anyway. So, Coach is kind of a brat and just ran away, like, during dinner without really thinking about it, because he's a whiny brat. And he hates quirks, just in general, because heroes and villains and all that bullshit, and I'm just kind of a teenager, except I'm, like, 8. And Deku rocks up and is like, hey, you didn't eat, so I brought you food. And Kota is a brat and is like, hey, I don't give a shit. You suck. Stupid. Making yourself stronger. What's the fucking point in that, asshole? Doesn't swear as much as
Izuku talks about, I had a friend who, had no quirk, and it was really depressing for him, and he went through all this stuff, but he always wanted to be a hero, and he never gave up. And he goes into this whole kind of analogy of his life.
Yeah, he tries to use his own experiences to help Kota, but there's no match up there. That's
there's no
to the problem.
Like, the thing is, when Izuku helped Todoroki in season 2, there was a strong matchup there. There was a connection there. And it was a very emotional scene with a lot of very powerful words said at the right time.
Yeah, same with Shinso before that as well.
Yeah. This is very different. It's something that he's not used to dealing with at all.
Yeah, it's an outside context problem. He doesn't know how to help with this, especially with words, so he kind of fucks it up.
And Kota tells him to shut up, you don't know me, you're not my dad, get out, kind of thing.
So Deku leaves the food there and just kind of leaves him alone. Yeah. So that's that scene. And next morning we have the remedial students.
Well, there is a quick cut to the villains.
Oh yeah, the villains are incoming, but they're kind of waiting for...
they got their costumes.
Yeah, they did. And Toga hates it.
Yeah, it makes it look like Bane. And she's like, I don't like that. It's not cute. It's no.
Yeah, and admission that this was stuff we got through the black market. Be glad that it works. Don't be complaining about it.
Yeah, this is stuff that's really super illegal. The chance of it working really well, not so great. So you get what you get. You don't throw a fit.
We weren't going to get something commissioned that has a theme and matches all of us to our particular styles and everything. That's what heroes get.
We just get this crap and hope it works.
Yeah, so Darby is apparently just running this little squad at the moment, or seems to be, based on how everyone
the Vanguard
reacts.
The Vanguard squad.
Yeah, the Vanguard Assault Squad, I think, is what they called it, which makes them VAS, I guess. Are we going to get a definition of insanity speech? I'd be okay with that.
I mean, it's the villain.
Yeah, also, Alligator Man is a fanboy, and it's very, very obvious that he's a fanboy.
He is very much a fanboy.
He's wearing the headband, and he adjusts it and smiles to himself. I'm so cool.
He's the type of person who went to that store at the end of the second season and bought one of the stained headbands. Yep.
That's just a shitty piece of cloth with holes cut in it.
He's like a Naruto fan. Like, it's great. He bought the headband.
Ninja runs everywhere now.
Well, there had to be one, right? There had to be one.
So the remedials are in extra classes for because they sucked on the finals exam. So that went until 2 a.m., which Also, it makes me feel kind of bad for Aizawa, who they completely forget was also up until 2 a.m. To give those
Yep.
classes. It's
Aizawa likes his sleep. Don't
just
take it away from him.
just makes me remember that I'm pushing 30, and yeah, I sympathize more with the adults than the children in the situation. But yeah, so everyone's up at the crack of dawn, including them, even though they've been up until 2 a.m. But, you sucked, so do better. And we get more training montage, basically. Kota is still kind of a brat about it. Deku asks whether All Might is going to show up. He asks Aizawa, like, it's the third day. Hey, is he going to be here? And Aizawa's like, no, he's not at all, because
He's a huge target. And remember when they attacked us because they thought he was going to be there? Yeah, no. They're targeting him.
We have as few people as possible that know about this camp, and if he was going to be here, that would make them all the more determined to actually find out where it is and get here. So, no, he's not going to be here at all.
So, cut over to they're cooking again.
Yep.
And
Let's do
Todoroki's
this
like,
time, I think, because Ida's
yeah.
chatting shit about it. We need to do better and stuff.
And Todoroki's like, hey, I heard you asking about All Might. What was that about? And Izuku's like, there's this kid, that kid, Kota. I tried to talk to him, and I couldn't find the right things to say, and I thought maybe All Might would help.
Todoroki basically says, yeah, just talking isn't going to help that much. You need to, if you have something to say to him and he's got a problem, you need to prove what you're trying to tell him through actions, not words. It has to be powerful words to actually get through to someone, and your habit of just kind of butting into people's problems, it can be kind of fucking annoying. So
He's just said you're a stranger coming out and giving these words with having no context of the kid's life, really. Just the bare minimum details.
Unless you have something really worthwhile to say, don't bother. Just try and prove what you want to say through actions rather than thinking you can just happen to say the right thing to get him to see things your way.
And it's such a nice point. Because it's pretty true.
Hey, you remember all that fucking therapy no jutsu in Naruto? Yeah, that was kind of bullshit.
Yeah. It's just like, when we say, like, we reference Naruto a lot because, again, this was partially inspired by Naruto, the show.
Not to mention, it's a shonen battle manga. Of course we're going to fucking talk about Naruto or One Piece or Bleach a lot.
But, like, the idea of, like, you can't just protagonist talk your way through all your problems. You need... And Izuku thinks... He remembers... I got my power because I did action. Because I moved All Might to act.
Yeah.
Not because I said I wanted to be a hero and I asked if I could be a hero. That didn't work.
Yeah.
It was only once I moved.
He said fucking no as soon as I asked. And yeah. That didn't inspire anyone.
But moving where nobody else would, despite... That's what did it.
We lost connection there for a little bit, but it seems to have come back.
Yeah.
I think your point...
I was just saying, moving... this. Yeah. So... Just focus on that.
Also, Bakugo is also apparently a master chef, which adds a little bit of depth to his character that I was not aware of. And he is so good that he can do it while screaming at people and just not looking and just...
Ochiko's like, Bakugo, you're doing pretty well. You're good at cooking? He's like, of course I'm good at cooking! And he's like chopping.
Why do you guys suck so much?
And Kirishima's just like, the quality parts of the things that he's good at come out in times like these.
So, yeah, he's secretly a master chef, which is interesting. Stop being annoying, yep. Right, 1B are back in the story, in the episode where they were supposed to take the spotlight. They're back, yay! So we find out what this challenge they're going to do at night is. And it's, hey, one class is going to try and scare the other class for some reason. It's like, hey, think of new ways to use your quirks, I guess, was the justification. It seems like a really weak justification, but that's what apparently they're going to do. So, yeah, and this is where Tokuyama keeps saying Revelry in the dark over and over again. I still don't get why he keeps saying that, but he does. Yeah. Any insight on why they're doing this beyond use your quirks creatively? Because that's kind of weak.
I think number one, doing this is like it's a training camp, but it's also their vacation time, so it's a little bit of a break from them training and in school nonstop. And number two, it is kind of like you can train them to strengthen their quirks however you want, but if they're not allowed to use them creatively in ways they hadn't originally thought, then that's kind of stopping them from growing in a different way. Like, say for example, Deku for an example, he could like get just by doing the crap that he was doing, he could get 10% on like one punch eventually if he trained a lot. But without being able to think creatively, he wouldn't get the full cowling, and he would miss the whole actual full potential of what he can do. And so it's kind of think of ways in which you can use your quirk in a scenario that you haven't been in before. Setting traps and frightening people with how you can do it.
Okay.
It's not going to work for everyone, like at all. But at the same time, you can kind of write it off as they've been working really hard for like 2 days straight, and this is their break. They should get like at least some time where they're not busting their like butts, because they have to cook their own dinner too.
So yeah, 1A are going into the forest in pairs. We don't really get detail on who's going with who. It flashes through really quickly to the point where I didn't even register who's going with who. I don't think it's particularly important. Ochiko's going with Tsuyu.
Sue.
That's pretty much it. And Deku's going alone.
And the 4 or 5 rather remediary students are staying back at the base.
Oh, and Bakugo and Fire and Ice.
Yeah. Bakugo and Todoroki are
Thank
together.
you. There's a Todoroki and a Tokoyami, and that's always going to be really confusing and hard to keep track of.
Revelry in the dark.
Revelry in the dark. Anyway. Yeah, so they're together as well.
Why do you keep saying that?
So, yeah, Ochiko and Tsuyu are wandering through the forest, and they're hearing screams in the distance, and like, oh no, and stuff. And then up ahead a bit, we have Kid Fisto and skull-faced guy whose name I don't care about, and other girl whose name I don't care about.
Yeah. The guy who can basically turn ground into basically a marsh.
Okay.
The skull-faced guy. I remember that from the tournament arc.
They're celebrating about how they scared Bakugo and Todoroki so well by making them go, and that's it.
They went, oh. They're not likely to give any good reactions. Like, Bakugo, you'd think maybe, but, like, no.
Yeah, so they're like, so, yeah, we did a good job against them. I bet Bakugo's pissing. Knockout gas.
And Kendo's meat, like, okay, that's poison. Something's wrong. Grabs the other girl in her...
Dude.
Kendo goes and grabs the other girl in her hands, and it's like, it's poison. And things start to go downhill pretty rapidly. As...
Dobby starts a fire with blue flames.
Dobby can use blue flames. I have not been like it's been in black and white, so nobody's really known exactly what he's been doing. Like in terms of flames, it's nice to know it's actually blue. Like that's something I noticed in the intro that I didn't talk about. Yeah, blue. And so he's setting forest fires, and the others are all moving in.
To deal
literally,
with the heroes that are there, basically. I think
Toga's at to jump.
Yeah.
And
okay, so I'm going to take over because Zero's connection went to shit. Toga is about to attack. I think it was Ochiko and Tsuyu.
Drop.
Yeah, he's just straight up out. I'm going to have to super check this fucking recording.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, I think we're back.
Yeah. Toga's going to go and stab Ochiko and Sue.
Yep.
Like,
I think pretty much everyone was going to attack the teachers and the pussycats. I think.
You had Pixie Bob get suddenly dragged, like flung in one direction, and then she's down, taken down by this one lazy-looking guy with the big white thing in the sheet, and which I think is actually he was holding it, but you also had the lizard stain wannabe. So they took down Pixie Bob pretty quickly because she would be problematic for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. I think someone was going to attack Kota. Like, Deku's wondering where
yes.
Kota is, and
Deku's
then,
like, oh, wait, no, this is bad. And the large figure is going to attack Kota. Or a black cloak or something.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the episode.
Yeah, it's now next episode's when we get some interesting things happening.
Okay, so this episode was dense.
Yeah.
Like, there is a lot of stuff in this episode.
Like, there's, like, I was surprised with last episode because I thought some of this episode was going to be in last episode. Because there's a lot that happens.
So, yeah. Figuring out all the training methods for all of the students of 1A. 1B can fuck off, apparently. But yeah, that would be 40 scenes, and that's... I like the intent that they want to bring them more to the forefront, but it's another 20 characters.
Yeah, I would like to have a spin-off with 1B, but I don't need them to get all the concentration in the world.
Yeah. So we had the villain thing, which is cool. I like the villain designs, even the fucking alligator.
Yeah, and we only saw like 7 of them. There's 3 more still.
And we got all that backstory drama of Kota and Deku trying to figure out how to do the right thing and doesn't really know how to help in this circumstance.
At the same time, like it's very good for Deku to grow as a character because it's facing challenges he's never faced before, which is something that a lot of shonens I feel tend to forget. Growth is when you kind of try to overcome something you've never really faced before, rather than overcoming something just slightly stronger than what we've already faced.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was happy with this episode.
Oh yeah. It's like all the good stuff that I like of characters developing and in multiple different ways. It's just great stuff. Loved it to bits. Like,
In that.
if I was to give it, I feel like we should start giving things grades, just in general. Just like, it was a thing we brought up briefly in the fucking Anime Reflux this week, I think, and I like the concept. Just like, this was a really, really good episode, so I want to give it an A, so I'm gonna. Basically.
And next episode is going to be filled with a lot of action, as you can probably guess.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Hopefully it will include some of my more favorite fights, because There's a few encounters that go very. I'm not going to say anything.
Okay.
There's some interesting encounters that I like in this.
Yeah. It's very unfortunate that our Discord is filled with people that have kept up completely with the manga, so I am getting spoilers on things that haven't even happened yet in the form of fan theories that are pretty fucking likely, apparently. So
there's some fan theories that have been thrown around, but they have no evidence for them at all.
Okay.
It's just these things seem similar, so they must be connected. But there's fully explained. There's like full explanations as to why that thing would not be a thing.
Okay, so I guess that's episode 41. It's a really good episode, and yeah, I don't think there would. Like, I'm wondering whether there is any big noticeable difference in terms of sub versus dub, because the subtitles are probably just going to have the same script as the dub, realistically.
They pretty much do. Like, they pretty much do. There's very little variation.
Yeah, I don't think they'd change it up for that for any particular reason. Like, when they were doing it separately, sure, but now that they're doing it simuldub, I'd have thought they'd just use the same script, really. So... yeah, so this is pretty cool. I was looking forward to it every week, so that's great. Yeah, I don't really know what else we have to say about that. So
I'm looking forward to it too.
I'm super hungry and I'm shaking in hunger, so we should probably end the episode.
Yeah, and
thanks for watching.
I've got some severe muscle tiredness, and so let's.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
This must be really aggravating for that of you just sitting in a chair.
I know. I want to lay down. My back hurts. This chair does not give me good support.
Fair enough. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.